The conflict between the United States and Iran has reached a violent turning point. In the last 48 hours, direct military strikes have shattered any remaining hope for a ceasefire, plunging the region into a state of all-out confrontation. CENTCOM has confirmed the 11th consecutive night of airstrikes inside Iran. The latest wave targeted military operations centers and aircraft hangars in the provinces of Hormozgan, Khuzestan, and East Azerbaijan. A significant missile strike hit Larak Island yesterday afternoon, a strategic point in the Strait of Hormuz, as the U.S. intensifies its pressure on Iranian maritime surveillance and tactical outposts. Tehran's response was immediate and broad. Iranian forces launched drone and missile barrages against U.S. facilities across the region, including Camp Doha in Kuwait and Muwafaq Salti Air Base in Jordan. The Iranian military claimed these strikes specifically hit equipment storage and welfare buildings at Sheikh Issa Air Base in Bahrain, the primary home of the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet. The human cost is mounting. The Department of Defense reports 18 American service members have now been killed since February, with hundreds more wounded in the ongoing barrages across Jordan and Iraq. Meanwhile, Iran claims its civilian death toll has surpassed 3,000. While these figures remain unverified, the scale of destruction in Iranian population centers continues to grow. Tensions surged as President Trump threatened to strike Pickaxe Mountain, a deep underground facility suspected by Western intelligence of housing secret nuclear activity. Tehran has vehemently denied the site's nuclear significance, calling the U.S. claims a fabricated pretext for aggression, designed to justify an escalation toward Iranian nuclear infrastructure. The president has established a tit-for-tat doctrine, warning that any Iranian aggression against commercial shipping will result in the immediate destruction of civilian-use infrastructure inside Iran. This policy marks a significant shift, as U.S. targeting now includes bridges and power plants, placing immense pressure on the regime by threatening the basic services of the Iranian people. A major diplomatic sticking point has emerged: Iran's demand to collect tolls from commercial traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. Secretary Marco Rubio warned that this would set a dangerous precedent for global maritime freedom. Economically, the world is feeling the shock. Global oil prices have topped $94 a barrel as the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most vital energy artery, remains effectively paralyzed. Shipping analytics firm Capeler reported that only 3 vessels crossed the strait yesterday, down from the typical dozens of tankers that transit this critical waterway every single day. The U.S. Navy has reinstated a steel wall naval blockade, intercepting 9 commercial vessels attempting to enter or leave Iranian ports in just the last week alone. On the home front, the FBI has issued an urgent alert regarding Iranian cyber attacks targeting U.S. water treatment and power utility systems via specialized programmable logic controllers. These attacks specifically target equipment from manufacturers like Siemens and Schneider Electric. Officials warn that these systems are the backbone of American infrastructure and public safety. Regional neighbors are being pulled in. Jordan reported intercepting 4 Iranian missiles over its territory yesterday, highlighting the extreme risk to neutral nations in the flight path. The EU Aviation Safety Agency has added Jordanian airspace to its avoid list, joining Kuwait, Qatar, and the UAE, effectively isolating the region from global air travel. Iran's allies, the Houthis, have announced a maritime ban on Saudi Arabian shipping and threatened to block the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, potentially creating a secondary choke point for global trade. In a search for a diplomatic exit, Iranian officials visited Pakistan to explore reviving a ceasefire. However, Washington remains deeply skepticism of Tehran's intentions at the negotiation table. Secretary Rubio stated that Iran is not serious about talks, while the White House signaled it has no interest in a meeting until the military aggression and cyber attacks cease entirely. The financial strain is mounting. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth informed Congress that the conflict has already cost U.S. taxpayers $37 billion in just a few months. Secretary Hegseth has now requested an additional $70 billion in emergency funding to accelerate weapons production and military modernization to sustain the prolonged conflict. With billions spent and no sign of de-escalation, the next 48 hours will be critical for global stability. We will continue to provide updates as this conflict develops.